Have you ever wondered why some relationships leave you feeling empty, anxious, or even lost, no matter how much you give? Many people don't realize they are trapped in toxic dynamics until the damage is already done. Toxic relationships are not always obvious. They can be subtle, disguised as love, care, or even passion. But the effects are always the same. You lose your sense of self, your energy is drained, and your life feels smaller than it should. Today, I want to reveal to you the hidden signs that you are in a toxic relationship and the psychological traps that keep you stuck. These are not just the obvious red flags, but the subtle, daily patterns that slowly erode your confidence and happiness. Most importantly, I want to show you how to recognize your own worth, reclaim your power, and finally break free, no matter how long you've been trapped. Stay with me until the end, because the last sign is one that most people never realize, but it's the key to true freedom.
Sign 1. You constantly feel drained after interacting. One of the most telling signs of a toxic relationship is the way you feel after spending time with the other person. If you notice that you are always tired, anxious, or emotionally exhausted after every conversation or meeting, this is not normal. Healthy relationships should leave you feeling supported, energized, and understood, not depleted. This constant drain is a result of emotional manipulation, criticism, or the need to always be on guard. Your body and mind are telling you that something is wrong, even if you can't put it into words. Pay attention to your energy. If you feel worse after being with someone, it's a sign that the relationship is taking more than it gives.
Sign 2. You doubt your own reality. Toxic relationships often involve a subtle form of psychological manipulation called gaslighting. This is when the other person makes you question your own memory, feelings, or perception of events. You might hear phrases like, "You're too sensitive," "That never happened," or "You're imagining things." Over time, you start to doubt your own reality. You second-guess your feelings, apologize for things you didn't do, and rely on the other person to define what is real. This is a powerful way to control you, because when you lose trust in yourself, you become easier to manipulate. If you find yourself constantly confused, apologizing, or seeking validation, recognize that this is not your fault. It's a sign that your reality is being distorted by someone else's agenda.
Sign 3. Your needs are always ignored or minimized. In a toxic relationship, your needs, feelings, and boundaries are rarely respected. You might try to express what you want only to be met with indifference, mockery, or even anger. The other person may make you feel guilty for having needs at all, or accuse you of being needy or selfish. Over time, you learn to suppress your desires and accept less than you deserve. You convince yourself that asking for respect, love, or attention is too much. This self-abandonment is one of the most damaging effects of toxic love. Healthy relationships are built on mutual respect and care. If your needs are always pushed aside, it's a clear sign that the relationship is not serving you.
Sign 4. You walk on eggshells. A toxic relationship creates an environment of fear and unpredictability. You find yourself constantly monitoring your words, actions, and even your emotions to avoid triggering the other person's anger, criticism, or withdrawal. You might avoid certain topics, hide your true feelings, or change your behavior just to keep the peace. This constant vigilance is exhausting and unsustainable. It's a sign that you are living in survival mode, not in love.
If you can't be yourself without fear of backlash, the relationship is toxic, no matter how much you care about the other person.
Sign 5. You feel isolated and alone. Toxic partners often try to isolate you from your support system. They may criticize your friends and family, create drama to keep you apart, or make you feel guilty for spending time with others. The goal is to make you dependent on them for validation and support. Isolation doesn't always happen overnight. It can be a slow process. One missed gathering, one ignored phone call, one joke about your loved ones at a time. Before you know it, you're alone, with no one to turn to but the person who is hurting you. If you feel cut off from your support system, recognize this as a deliberate tactic to control you. Healthy love encourages connection, not isolation.
Sign 6. You blame yourself for everything. A toxic relationship twists your sense of responsibility. You start to believe that every argument, every disappointment, every cold moment is somehow your fault. The other person may reinforce this by blaming you for their moods, failures, or bad behavior. Over time, you become your own harshest critic, replaying every conversation in your mind, searching for what you did wrong. This self-blame keeps you trapped because as long as you think you're the problem, you'll keep trying to fix yourself instead of seeing the truth about the relationship. You are not responsible for someone else's toxic behavior. Healthy love does not require you to shrink, apologize, or carry the weight of someone else's wounds.
Sign 7. You live for the good moments and endure the bad. Toxic relationships are rarely bad all the time. In fact, some of the most damaging relationships are the ones that swing between extreme highs and crushing lows. After a fight or a period of distance, the other person might suddenly become loving, attentive, or even apologetic. They might shower you with affection, gifts, or promises to change. This cycle of love bombing and withdrawal creates a powerful emotional addiction. Your brain becomes wired to crave the highs, to chase the moments of connection, and to ignore the red flags. You start to believe that if you just hold on a little longer, things will go back to how they were in the beginning. But real love is not a roller coaster. If you find yourself living for the good moments and enduring the bad, it's a sign that you're caught in a toxic cycle.
Sign 8. Your self-worth is eroded over time. One of the most destructive effects of a toxic relationship is the gradual erosion of your self-worth. You may start the relationship feeling confident and secure, but over time, constant criticism, neglect, or emotional manipulation chips away at your sense of value. You begin to believe that you are not good enough, not lovable, or that you somehow deserve the treatment you're receiving. This loss of self-esteem doesn't happen overnight. It's the result of repeated invalidation, subtle put-downs, or being made to feel invisible. You might stop pursuing your goals, neglect your appearance, or lose interest in things that once brought you joy. The toxic dynamic convinces you that your needs, dreams, and happiness are secondary or even irrelevant. Recognize that your worth is not defined by how someone else treats you. The first step to healing is remembering who you were before the relationship and believing that you deserve respect, love, and kindness. Sign 9. You feel trapped or powerless. Toxic relationships often create a sense of entrapment. You may feel like you have no options, no voice, or no way out. This can be due to emotional manipulation, financial dependence, threats, or simply the fear of being alone. The other person may reinforce this by telling you that no one else will love you, or that you're nothing without them.
This feeling of powerlessness is a deliberate tactic to keep you stuck. The more you believe you can't leave, the more control the toxic person has over you. But the truth is, you always have choices, even if they are difficult or scary. Empower yourself by seeking information, support, and resources. The more you learn about toxic dynamics, the more you realize that you are not alone and that freedom is possible.
Sign 10. You're afraid to express your true self. In a toxic relationship, you may find yourself hiding parts of who you are. You might suppress your opinions, downplay your achievements, or avoid sharing your feelings out of fear of criticism or rejection. Over time, you become a version of yourself that exists only to keep the peace. This self-censorship is a sign that your authenticity is being stifled. Healthy relationships allow you to be fully yourself, flaws, dreams, and all. If you feel like you have to wear a mask or walk on eggshells, it's a clear indication that the relationship is not safe for your true self. Reclaiming your authenticity is a powerful act of self-love. Start by noticing when you hold back and gently challenge yourself to express your real thoughts and feelings.
Sign 11. You experience chronic anxiety or stress. Your body often knows the truth before your mind is ready to accept it. If you notice that you are constantly anxious, tense, or unable to relax around a certain person, pay attention. Chronic stress is a common response to toxic dynamics, especially when you are always anticipating conflict, criticism, or emotional withdrawal. This anxiety can manifest as insomnia, headaches, digestive issues, or even panic attacks. It's your body's way of signaling that something is wrong. Don't ignore these physical symptoms. They are valid and deserve your attention. Prioritize your well-being. No relationship is worth sacrificing your mental or physical health.
Sign 12. You're losing touch with friends and family. Isolation is a classic tactic in toxic relationships. The other person may subtly or overtly discourage you from spending time with loved ones, or create drama that makes it difficult to maintain outside connections. You might find yourself making excuses for their behavior or feeling embarrassed to share what's really happening. Over time, your world becomes smaller. You lose the support, perspective, and love that friends and family provide. This isolation makes it even harder to leave because you feel like you have nowhere else to turn. Rebuilding your support system is essential. Reach out to people you trust, even if it feels awkward or scary. You deserve to be surrounded by those who care about your happiness and growth.
Sign 13. You're always the one who compromises. In healthy relationships, compromise is mutual. Both people are willing to meet halfway, respect each other's needs, and find solutions together. In toxic relationships, the compromise is one-sided. You are always the one who gives in, changes plans, or sacrifices your happiness to avoid conflict. This imbalance creates resentment, exhaustion, and a sense of invisibility. You may start to feel like your needs don't matter, or that you're only valued for what you can provide. Healthy love is not about losing yourself to keep someone else happy. It's about partnership, respect, and shared effort.
Sign 14. You feel a constant need to prove yourself. Toxic relationships often make you feel like you're never enough. No matter how much you do, how hard you try, or how much you give, it's never quite right. The other person may withhold affection, approval, or attention as a way to keep you striving for their validation. This endless need to prove yourself is exhausting and demoralizing. It keeps you trapped in a cycle of seeking approval from someone who is unwilling or unable to give it. You are enough, exactly as you are. Your value is not determined by someone else's inability to see it.
Sign 15. You're afraid of the future. A toxic relationship fills you with uncertainty and fear about what's to come. You may worry about the next argument, the next silent treatment, or the next time you'll be blamed for something you didn't do. The future feels unpredictable, and you may feel powerless to change it. This fear keeps you stuck in the present, unable to plan, dream, or hope for something better. It's a sign that the relationship is not a safe or stable foundation for your life. You deserve a future filled with peace, possibility, and joy. Don't let fear keep you from seeking the life you truly want.
Recognizing the signs is the first step. The next is taking action to reclaim your life and well-being. Here are practical steps to help you break free from a toxic relationship. Step 1. Acknowledge the truth without excuses. Stop minimizing or rationalizing the other person's behavior. Be honest with yourself about how the relationship makes you feel. Denial only prolongs your pain. Step 2. Reconnect with your inner voice. Spend time alone, journal your faults, or meditate to rediscover what you truly want and need. Your intuition is your greatest guide. Listen to it. Step 3. Set clear boundaries. Start small if you need to. Say no to things that hurt you and protect your time and energy. Boundaries are not selfish, they are necessary for your survival and growth.
Step 4. Seek support. Reach out to friends, family, or a mental health professional. You don't have to do this alone. Support is essential for breaking the cycle of isolation and self-doubt. Step 5. Make a plan for change. If you're ready to leave, make a practical plan. This might include saving money, finding a safe place to stay, or seeking legal advice. Preparation gives you confidence and reduces fear. Step 6. Practice self-compassion. Healing takes time. Be gentle with yourself, celebrate small victories, and forgive yourself for any setbacks. You are learning, growing, and becoming stronger every day. Step 7. Rebuild your life one step at a time. Rediscover your passions, reconnect with loved ones, and invest in your own growth. The more you focus on your own happiness, the easier it becomes to move forward.
Step 8. Accept that healing is a journey, not a destination. Leaving a toxic relationship is not the end of your story. It's the beginning of a new chapter. Healing is rarely a straight line. There will be days when you feel strong and hopeful, and others when you feel lost or even tempted to return to the familiar pain. This is normal. The wounds of toxic love run deep, and it takes time to rebuild trust in yourself and others. Allow yourself to grieve what you lost, even if it was never truly healthy. Mourn the dreams, the time, and the parts of yourself that were silenced. But also celebrate every step you take toward freedom, no matter how small. Every act of self-care, every boundary you set, every moment you choose yourself is a victory. Step 9. Redefine what love means to you. One of the most powerful outcomes of leaving a toxic relationship is the chance to redefine love on your own terms. Toxic love teaches you that love is pain, sacrifice, or endless compromise. But real love is built on respect, trust, and mutual support. Take time to reflect on what you truly want in a relationship. What are your non-negotiables? What makes you feel safe, valued, and alive? The more you clarify your own standards, the less likely you are to settle for less in the future. Remember, You are worthy of a love that lifts you up, not one that drags you down.
Step 10. Reconnect with your authentic self. Toxic relationships often force you to hide or abandon parts of who you are. Now is the time to rediscover your true self. What did you love before the relationship? What dreams did you put on hold? What makes you feel most alive? Give yourself permission to explore, to try new things, and to make mistakes. Surround yourself with people who celebrate your growth and encourage your authenticity. The more you honor your true self, the more you attract relationships that reflect your worth.
Step 11. Embrace your strength and resilience. Surviving a toxic relationship is a testament to your strength, even if you don't feel strong right now. You endured, you learned, and you found the courage to seek something better. That resilience is now part of you, a source of wisdom and power that no one can take away. Use your experience to help others, to set boundaries, and to create a life that feels true to you. Your story can inspire others to break free and reclaim their own power.
Step 12. Trust that the right people will find you. As you heal and grow, you may worry about finding love or connection again. It's natural to feel cautious or even afraid, but trust that as you become more authentic and self-assured, you will attract people who appreciate you for who you are. Healthy relationships are built on mutual respect, honesty, and shared values. The right people will not ask you to shrink, hide, or compromise your worth. They will celebrate your growth and walk beside you on your journey.
If you recognize yourself in these signs, know that you are not alone and you are not broken. Toxic relationships can happen to anyone, but they do not define your future. The fact that you are seeking answers, reading these words, and considering a new path is proof of your courage and your desire for something better. You have the power to break free, to heal, and to build a life that reflects your true worth. It won't always be easy, and there will be moments of doubt. But every step you take toward freedom is a step toward the life you deserve. Never forget, your needs matter. Your voice matters. Your happiness matters. You are worthy of love, respect, and peace. The journey to healing begins with a single decision to choose yourself. And from that moment on, everything can change. If you've made it this far, know that you have the power to change your life. Don't hesitate to seek support, and don't be afraid to start over. You deserve happiness, freedom, and true love.